The Creature Feature Show is one of our favourite shows here on Chaos Radio. Sorry, Andrew Ayre. Yeah. I'm not sorry. Hosted by Nicola, Steph and Chip the dog. It's been far too long since we caught up with our resident zoologist here on Chaos TV, so let's do just that right now. Nicholas is here with us to join us. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
I'm going to ask you a question. Have you got Steph under control? Because he's on the chat system here, having a bit of fun with us.
I have no idea where Steph is.
Oh, that's terrifying. That is just terrifying. All I know, this moment, he's still having a bit of a laugh with us. So we'll move on very quickly. And I'm waiting for. Is that a picture of him in the background, by the way?
Yeah.
Ah, perfect.
I was going to say, hands down, that is the best background guest from a guest we've had. I've not had the pleasure of speaking to you guys from the Creature Feature Show yet.
That's amazing.
But you win. You win.
So, obviously, the last time you joined us, you were promoting the virtual pet show. Can you tell us how it went?
It went really well. We took over £300 and we had 270 entries.
Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. How did you get so many people? I mean, that must have been hard to go through them all. It must have taken up quite a lot of time.
Yes, trying to put them into Facebook groups, so into the albums of each category, and then having to send every single photo to the judges. It took a while.
Wow. And talking about, obviously, your Facebook, you guys post your updates on there. Can I talk about Chip? Because he's been doing some work as a therapy dog with the ambulance service, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so can you tell us about that?
We are working with the whole of the South West Ambulance Service. So that is from Gloucestershire down to the Isles of Scilly. And we are giving therapy dogs for the crew, so the paramedics, the first responders, any staff that work in the ambulance station as part of their wellbeing service.
Fantastic. And rumour has it that you, at the moment, you have some new rescue friends. Nathan tells me that takes you up to around 145,000 animals in your care now. Is that right? Can you tell us about this? That's a large number.
Yeah, it could be. You never know.
That's
amazing. Wow. 145,000.
Flippin' heck. So, yeah, what are these new rescue friends exactly, sorry?
So some of them are nice, some of them are not so nice.
You're hiding something from us here.
It's like we've gone back to mystery guest. We're guessing the animal now.
Why do I get the feeling these are 8-legged friends by any chance?
They're not actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can breathe a sigh of relief now, Pudge.
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm still wondering. 145,000 animals, so it's got to be something small, surely.
So should we start off with the first one?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long show if we're doing them one by one.
I could just see some little ears poking up on the bottom of the camera.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Hey,
friends!
Oh, what's this little one's name?
So this is Spot.
Oh.
And he is only 9 months old, and I'm so far its fourth owner.
Oh, wow. So why has it gone through so many owners?
So it was a children's pet. They didn't want it. So someone else took it on and put it with a female rabbit. Then obviously they mated. And then he went to live with someone else, and then it wasn't wanted by them. And yeah, he's now come to live with us because he's now got... It's a traumatic history, really.
Bless.
Going into all different households, different people handling him. He wasn't handleable when I first got him a couple of weeks ago.
Right, okay. Will he just run away, or was he just a bit bitey, or...?
Very scared. He would try and just not have any of this at all.
Oh, blimey. So it's nice to see you've got the sort of a trust bond back now, and, you know, it's very heartwarming to see sort of a repair of that kind of thing in our animals. I love seeing these like kind of videos where you get a lot of these animals that have been taken off the street, and it takes a long time for them to get back to, you know, being able to trust people. Obviously not quite as bad as that here, but still a very similar situation. So that's one animal down, 144,999 to go. Gonna give us any more clues, or?
Hang on.
Oh,
I will just say right now, Steph. Steph has just said on the chat the resemblance is uncanny to do with the picture in your background. There's something else that's said I can't put on air. You won't be surprised to hear that.
So this rabbit, although we've had it about 2 weeks, he's already caused mischief. He managed to get out of his cage and he was sat on the windowsill in the bedroom. We don't know how it got out. It just sat there on the windowsill for probably about half an hour, just like, yeah, I'm out. I've got this. I've got here, and I'm not telling you how.
Freedom.
I've got a question. Obviously, you've got 3 cats. Were they not tempted?
The cats aren't with the rabbit.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness for that. I was just panicking for a sec there.
So are these rabbits? Are they? Because a lot of people have like home bunnies now, where they're inside, or are they kept outside?
These are a bit of both.
Yeah.
Fair. So, have you got any more creatures there to show us? By the way, because I get the feeling there may be. Yeah, I thought. I thought
this.
so. I asked that with a little bit of a worry because you know what I'm like when it comes to the 8-legged ones. Let's have a look.
So these aren't too bad.
Okay.
You can...
Oh, hello, friend.
Is that a frog?
That is indeed a frog. Yeah.
So this is a grey tree frog. If I get it to move.
It's a really bad TV if we've taken a bad moment of the poor thing.
Oh,
there he goes.
Look at him.
Oh, lovely. Oh, off he goes.
Can't say I've seen a grey one before.
I do love frogs. They're very cool.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the money shot. Hello, friend.
So these were rescued pets as well.
Okay.
This was someone who was moving house and they just didn't have the room to take them. They didn't know what to do with them. So there is 2 of them in a big, massive cage, and the lady's only had them probably about 3 months.
Wow.
Aww.
It's amazing how people... I say amazing, I mean it's such a positive way. But people get pets a lot of the time, and I find that they just don't realise what's needed to care for them properly. I don't know if that's what you found.
Yes, a lot of it is they see it, they like the animal, and then let's get it, but we haven't got the equipment that it actually needs. So these tree frogs are from America, so they need to have the height because they're arboreal, so they basically live in trees.
Right.
Oh.
So they need to have special temperatures, humidity, places that you can actually put UV light. So they would actually get the UV from the sun. So it's not just, I'm just going to keep it in a tank. They need to actually have the correct stuff. Otherwise, they're going to come down with illnesses and diseases that you can't really go back on. So once they get it, you can treat it to prolong the life, but you can't actually cure it completely.
I'm with you, yeah.
I have never known anybody have a pet frog, I'm not going to lie.
No, I must admit, I've had some show up outside my house before. I remember I was at my mum's house, and I went to put my foot down. You just get a gut instinct that you shouldn't do something. And I went to put my foot down, I thought, no, something's not right. I took one look, and it was quite a big boy. Quite a big frog was just under my... I hadn't touched it at all. It was just there under where I was about to step. And I thought, where did you appear from?
Just Kermit chilling.
I just sort of, just sort of like nudged him. And I'm like, come on, off you go. And he did not want to move, I tell you. But I made sure he was safe. But I've always loved frogs. Oh. That's quite cool. So how many have you got? How many frogs have you got?
Just the 2. Just
the 2. I'm guessing, obviously, you've got your own sort of tank for them... set up for them, obviously, because we can't bring the whole tank into shot. Have you got anything else for us?
They actually live in the bath.
Oh, okay.
They just live in the bath, jumping around, with the crocodiles and everything else that lives in the bath as well.
You just get in there and have a scrub as well, and
this is a very weird bath time we're talking about now, I tell you. What else have you got for us, Nick?
So we're now moving up from 2 legs, 4 legs. However many legs they've got.
Uh-oh. What have we got? Oh, hang on. I think I might know what this is, actually.
What have we got?
Oh, yeah! Stick insect. Excellent. I've been doing some gardening recently, and so far I've found 3 myself just in our back garden. I love stick insects. You've got quite a lively one there.
Yes.
I say whenever I find them, they just stop and do that dance, the old twig moving in the wind dance.
I can't imagine you sat there letting it crawl along you because it's kind of spider-like with the legs.
So I must admit, with a phobia of spiders, I see a stick insect. My initial reaction is but as my brain sort of processes what it is, the fear starts to disappear, and I'm like, oh, and I can sort of hold it. But I kid you not, I once had one, and I don't know if you've ever had one this sort of size just around here in England, Nick, but in Rosen Gardens, you know the house I'm talking about. I remember once as a kid opening that front door, and honestly, stick insects about that big, just sitting on a letterbox, and it was just there doing its thing. And I took one look at it, and I thought, what the heck? Took it to school to the science department, and they took it off me. I never saw it again. God knows why. I hope they released it into the wild. But yeah, massive thing, and they're not native to England originally, are they? They have they come over from Asia? I think it is.
Yeah, so what happened is there was a garden centre in Truro, and on the Roseland that had loads of conifers and privet delivered. So when they imported them on the boat, stick insects back in the 1900s, they never actually checked for invasive species.
Right.
So as they've come across then, they then managed to survive our climate. So technically these would be in a hot climate, but they've actually, over the years, have adapted to actually live in Cornwall. So Truro is one of the main places to find them. Wow. You will find a few in Falmouth, Penryn, Ponsonooth areas, but it's usually where those trees were planted in a huge estate in Truro.
Wow, so it came over from Asia into Truro, and that's how they got introduced into England specifically.
Yeah.
Really? You've really got to know your stuff, haven't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to go up to London and places like that. You would never find these. These are only literally in Cornwall. You would probably find a few in Devon. It depends on how the eggs have moved. So
yeah,
if they've taken the trees and there's eggs lie dormant for years.
Wow, okay.
Then
so
you may occasionally find some.
They're doing the slow march up to London.
And what do you feed a stick insect then?
So these ones are privet and bramble and rose. So it's just the leaves. They wouldn't eat the stalks or anything.
Okay.
So they're really quite easy to find as long as you've got the trees that are suitable for them. But I wouldn't actually keep ones you find in the wild as pets because they could have diseases and everything that eventually would spread to other ones.
Right, okay. You say bramble is one of those things that they eat?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense why I've got so many in my back garden.
Be out there searching later.
I asked this one now, considering we're going up through the amount of legs. What else have you got for us?
So we have 2 more different animals left.
Should I be turning away? I can't really turn away. I've got screens all around me in here.
Close your eyes.
As you well know.
So hissing cockroaches are one of the favourite that I found. People
is that what I could hear?
Them.
Like, is that what I could hear that second? Flippin' heck.
Yes.
Wow,
so these are actually giant hissing cockroaches.
Okay.
And I mean giant when you see the size of them.
Okay,
I'm
ready
or
for
go
this.
home.
Let's have a look. Wow.
That is how big they actually are.
Oh.
Flippin' heck.
Imagine just laying in bed at night and you hear that hissing. Wow.
That's so cool. I have no problem with cockroaches. I don't get the whole problem, but fair enough. You know, everyone has a thing. That's really quite cool. Honestly, I
can't
swear.
get over that noise.
I almost swear that's Steph just in the background trying to have a laugh with me now.
So how many of those do you have?
I have got about 30 of these.
Wow.
So the one on my hand now is the male.
Right.
And then on this hand is the female.
Oh, quite a colour difference.
Wow.
I suppose I may have been looking at the other end actually saying that. But quite cool.
That's really cool.
I like
to have 30 of those as well.
Flippin' heck, yeah.
Yes, at night time you hear them hissing all the time.
Yes, I just had a similar message through from Steph actually on Mixcloud saying the sort of same thing. Yeah, I can only imagine that's something to get used to or just never sleep again. Joy.
I would be the person, like, if I had the slightest itch or something, I'd think, oh, what's that? Something's escaped.
As someone
It's
who has...
when they have the baby.
Oh, God. As someone who stayed over, obviously, your house many moons ago with all the animals you have in there, I won't lie, it wasn't the most pleasant of nights, and that wasn't just because I was sleeping on a sofa. It's just that fear of what's escaped.
Yes,
So,
you never know in this house, I'm afraid.
No, a little terrifying. Oh, God, she's opening something. Jaws seems to be suddenly a shark appeal on the screen.
What have
So
we
we've
got
gone
next?
from 4 legs to 6 legs. We're now going up to hundreds of legs.
Oh, okay. I believe we got a millipede coming in. Yes.
Hey. Does that feel funny on your fingers? I imagine those little legs moving.
They have little tiny claws on the legs. So this little white thing you see moving on it, it's just run away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, see it.
It's not... So people say, oh, they're dirty, that's a mite. That is actually a cleaner. So they are actually cleaning up all their old poo, all the old food that they have left. And yeah, they do a very good job in cleaning the enclosures.
No way.
That's quite incredible.
And then
I remember you telling me something about these, actually, that once you've handled them, you've got to wash your hands, haven't you?
Yes.
Is that something because of something they excrete on their feet?
No, so what they do is they technically they pee. So their defense is letting off like this brown liquid, and it actually stains your hands.
Oh, how lovely!
You can see the little legs going there, like
they're quite big. They're
this
really
is the biggest
cool.
one.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think I would like to hold that. You know.
Can they go quite fast, Nicola, if they want to?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Millipede races.
How old can they get to?
They can possibly live to about 5 to 10 years, as long as they're kept in the right conditions.
Right, I'm with you. See, I see things like this at a scale of about 100th in my garden, and I think, is that a tiny millipede? It probably isn't. It's probably just like I don't know, an earwig or something like that. But it looks incredibly similar. What do you know what I mean? What are those things in the gardens? Do you know anything about them? You know, the tiny little things.
Yes,
look
so you
so
can
similar.
actually get millipedes in the UK.
Right. Okay.
They are very small. They're probably about an inch long.
That's it. Yeah.
With loads of legs. Yeah, that's basically the UK's version of a millipede. Same as you can get a centipede in the UK as well.
I thought.
And again, they are only about an inch long. They wouldn't do any harm, the centipedes, not like the ones that I've got.
Oh, blimey. Oh, wait, sorry, what? I am never coming around your house again. See, I've always wondered that, because I've been digging up, obviously, a lot of rocks and things, and I find, obviously, miniature versions of what you just had, and I think, is that a centipede? Pretty sure they're not here in England. But fair enough. I feel better now. I'm not doubting myself so much. Just like the dreaded emu incident that we won't talk about. Inside story, I'll tell you another time. What else have you got for us? Are we all out?
That was all the ones I had for today.
Oh, thank goodness for that. We're fine.
I was secretly hoping for a spider.
I knew you was. I know Nathan's at home probably going.
Next time.
Sure, when I'm not on the show. Excellent.
I've given you enough chances so far to purge. I've given you, I don't know, I probably like 4 different weeks now of not having spiders. So I think next time we will have to have some spiders.
Yeah, overdue, I think you're right. I think you're right. It is only fair. So very a question you probably get a lot of the time. Where do you think your love for creatures came from?
It's been passed down so my nan always had animals, my mum's always had animals when she was a kid. My uncles always had animals. So I think most of it is passed in my genes. And also growing up, that I've always been in a household that has an animal, so whether or not it's just a cat or a dog.
Lovely, absolutely lovely. I must admit, I've been fairly interested in animals myself. I've always been in a household sort of with a cat or a dog, that kind of thing. But
no millipedes.
No millipedes. A few house spiders. But obviously, we've known each other a little while now, and it's amazing to watch how much you've done in such a short space of time. And obviously, becoming a zoologist is just amazing. To still have that passion after having to learn so much. I find that's a downfall of a lot of people when you're learning about something. It's just the constant learning can really make you not want to do it anymore, and it's great to see what you do.
Yeah, you've really got to know your stuff. And I wanted to ask you, Nicola, obviously we know you do a lot of work in and around the Falmouth and Penryn area, and we touched on, like, I know you support pet owners who may be struggling to cope or as a result of the pandemic. We understand that you've actually been helping a lot more people across Cornwall now. Could you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so I've been doing the Preventing Pet Poverty campaign, which is providing, it's like the food bank for pets. So providing food, toys, worn treats, collars, leads, harnesses, coats, beds, anything that is pet that's needed for any pet. As long as I've got the items, I can support that pet. So we've also been helping food bank. So the Falmouth and Penryn Food Bank. We took a carload of food to Camelford to their community larder that Chaos are also supporting with food. We've also been sending parcels literally all across the UK to people who are desperately in need of pet items.
Absolutely fantastic. It's so nice to see that through you, pets have not been forgotten. I actually saw a lovely little thing not too long ago on TV somewhere, where there's a group that goes around and helps homeless people with their animals on the street, usually dogs. They help them for free and just help keep them going. And also look after them when they've got to go in for medical treatment, but they don't go get the medical treatment because they have a fear of they'll lose their dog or their animal. And it's so lovely with people like that and like yourself who are just keeping people going and keeping making sure people are still able to have their pets, their loved ones in their life. I'm going to move over now towards Cafe Chaos, because obviously yesterday we heard from Sonia up there. We heard you're going to be taking part in a meet and greet session.
Yeah, so we did it last year, and we do various animal interactions. So it's having a whole range of animals that people can come in and learn about the animals, hold the animals if there's any questions, but also there will be pet food available. So if someone is struggling at that time and they're in the area, they can come in and help themselves to some pet food.
Oh, what a lovely setup and idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
Gets people to come along, gets people to realise what's available for them, and also helps them out at the same time. It's
brilliant.
Yeah.
And finally, Nicola, what would you say? Is there an animal, regardless how big or small, that you've not cared for yet? What would you say that is?
That's actually a hard one, because obviously I've done the work in Uganda with the gorillas, the chimpanzees, the rhinos, there's and then obviously the work in South Africa with the lions and the cheetahs and the fennec foxes.
Steph doesn't count here, by the way.
I don't know. I think I've kind of covered most animals.
That's quite an achievement in itself,
so
to be fair.
Unless I go and see Wally the walrus, I haven't seen him yet. I haven't helped him.
You know what? Maybe we should send you over to Dave and I forgot the name. The Colonel Weather team, Jane, because they've been having a little bit of trouble with him popping dinghies. I heard, so maybe you can go and help him with that.
Brilliant.
I'm sure that if I ask Steph, he'll help me transport him back to the Antarctic.
Yeah, probably would. Steph, you've been put on there now. Nicola, thank you again for coming on the show and updating with us with everything. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see all the wonderful creatures you've got there. You might want to go and find Steph, because he's been constantly going here on the chat. I don't know what he's doing, but go and give him a clip round the ear for me or something, because I can't say any of it on air. I just can't. It's Steph being Steph. Thank you for coming on, Nicola. We'll catch you again soon.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. So that big thanks there to Nicola from the Creature Feature Show. You can catch her alongside her trusty sidekick, Steph and Chip the dog, on Tuesdays from 6 p.m. right here on Chaos Radio. Be sure to follow their Facebook page and website too. Simply search the Creature Feature Show.
That was great. I enjoyed that.
I'm going to show you some of the stuff Steph's been typing in a minute. I can't.